Oh my goodness, what's going on, everybody? Claim Brand DeLorean. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about Rian Johnson and some of the rumors and speculations that he has had against Star Wars, even the prequels. So, this is pretty interesting. The director of The Last Jedi, very controversial in the Star Wars fandom. I have my opinions, but I'll save them for the middle of this video. And before we get started, guys, welcome to the channel, Claim Brand DeLorean. My name is Brandon. As always, if you're into anything in the Star Wars universe, whether that's lore, theories, Funko, Lego, go ahead and consider subscribing. You can always change your mind later. Here we are on X Star Wars Holocron. Make sure you guys follow them. Awesome news, awesome content. Right here we have Rian Johnson says that he was not a fan of the Star Wars prequels and when they were released. And in quote, "I was in college when the prequels came out. My friends and I were prequel hate central. Everyone was ruthless at the time, and of course now the prequels are embraced." And this is from Rolling Stone. So this right here is one of those things where I remember being younger when the prequels came out, and for instance, I had a friend who had an older brother who was telling me, like after Revenge of the Sith came out, I'm 8, and he was telling me how trash the movie was. Can the nostalgia weigh heavy? Sure. But for me, Revenge of the Sith was everything growing up. So this was kind of one of those weird things where I'm just like, damn, how can people not like what I like? But that's one of the things as you grow older, not everyone likes everything. And, hate can be dumb, especially in the universe. And especially if you're not new to my channel, very try to keep it positive. Like I'd rather talk about things I like rather than things I don't like. But this is one of those things where it's just like, wow, Rian Johnson, being a director of a Star Wars film, is saying stuff like this, and it's just like, wow, he knows what it's like. Obviously, what we can take from this is maybe the backlash he gets from the sequel trilogy. Even though he only did one film, this can be kind of weird for him. It puts him in a weird spot because he used to hate Star Wars. I mean, it says right here, he wasn't the biggest fan, and he was prequel hate central. It's weird to just like look at Rian Johnson right here and be like, damn, this dude didn't like Hayden Christensen. He didn't like Anakin Skywalker. I even have friends who are into the OT and they think the prequels are trash too. It's just like, this isn't the Obi-Wan that is an old hermit. This isn't the Anakin Skywalker that turns into Darth Vader. I mean, I get it. It's one of those things where, all the movies are not perfect. And then right here with IGN, they have a post here that Rian Johnson says his personal dislike of the Star Wars prequels helped him contextualize the backlash against The Last Jedi. So that was kind of like what I was talking about before, is it's just like he is in such a weird spot because, he used to once be a hater. Now he kind of knows how to deal with it as people don't like his film. Kind of going away from the prequel stuff, here comes Rian Johnson talking about why he killed off Snoke. "I didn't easily dispense with Snoke. I took great pains to use him in the most dramatically impactful way I could, which was then take Kylo Ren's character to the next level and set him up as well as I possibly could. This was such a compelling and complicated villain. This is who it makes sense going forward to build around." Yeah, and so killing off Snoke, I thought it was a great way. I really loved Andy Serkis, playing Snoke and Kylo Ren having that good dialogue talking about Kylo Ren striking down his true enemy. This was supposed to be Rey, that Kylo Ren was supposed to take out, but he ended up taking out Snoke because that was his true enemy. So, I mean, that was really cool and probably one of my favorite parts in The Last Jedi. Compelling and complicated villain, as he quotes here. I think that's really a great way to put him. He has that Skywalker in him. He's kind of a baby at times. He's definitely emotional. Really cool to get some more Kylo Ren. And I feel like, he's a fan favorite in the sequel. So, but with Snoke, I mean, yeah, it worked well. I mean, Palpatine's clones, one of the ones that he was able to use as a vessel to bring himself back. I think it was done pretty well. So long ago, Rian Johnson was supposed to bring us his very own Star Wars trilogy, but the filmmaker recently said that he didn't make much progress. Some Star Wars fans are going to take this as good, don't make more. Me, I think with The Last Jedi, I feel like with the love that it got, this could be really good for Rian Johnson. I think if he made a trilogy, he could really stick to his own script. And, before you hash out, hear me out. So Rian Johnson got one film of the sequels. A lot of fans don't like the sequels. I will say what kind of makes it sketchy, in my eyes, is just the multiple writers. I mean, you look back at the OT, George Lucas had a few where they were directed by others, but they hashed out George's vision. So ultimately, George Lucas, the maker, thank the maker, he was able to get his vision across properly and in a way to where all of us Star Wars fans are brought together. Looking at the sequel trilogy, it's different. It's new. It's the newest trilogy and the newest and ending of the Skywalker saga. So we have high expectations. Novels, books, legends, this all kind of contradicts that going forward for a sequel trilogy. There's so many different stories we're supposed to get. Luke was different, blah, 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 all those things. I will say if Rian Johnson was able to get his own trilogy, he can give us his vision. He's able to do everything himself, doesn't have to bounce around and kind of make other films make sense, because I mean, he started in the middle. that would suck. I mean, imagine being Rian Johnson, you know, going from the first of the trilogy being made by J.J. Abrams by another director, and then you're like, oh, let me hash out my story right here, and then the next one's going to be made by J.J. Abrams again. I mean, that's such a weird spot. I mean, I definitely feel for the dude. I mean, that's kind of a weird thing, but like I said, if he gets his own trilogy, he's able to give us his vision and he's able to make it make sense. I think that would be really good. In my opinion, I would much rather have Rian Johnson create a trilogy than J.J. Abrams, but I do think Rian Johnson should be able to get his own story. Within the sequel era or with sequel characters, I'm here for it. The more content that surrounds the sequels, the better off it can be. We can look back at the prequels and be like, wow, yeah, the Clone Wars enhanced the prequels for what they were. I mean, common gripes with the prequels, you know, bad dialogue, acting not great, whatever. I mean, I'm a prequels guy. I grew up with them, but at the same time, I get where people are coming from. Clone Wars definitely does enhance it. I mean, it gives it more light. It gives it more understanding to characters. So, I mean, 1000%, I think this is going to be a good thing. So, I mean, hey, shout out Rian Johnson, man. I think once he gets the stage, I feel like he's going to be able to make his own Star Wars, and we can see what that vision is. But yeah, guys, we're here on X. Just created the account here, so we have one follower. Shout out to my boy Chris Beaver. So yeah, guys, if you're on X, go follow me and make sure you hit me up on Instagram as well. We're really close to 1,000 followers on Instagram and also close to 700 subscribers here on YouTube. Goal is 1,000. Once we get there, we're going to do another giveaway. So make sure you guys subscribe. I would love to know your guys' thoughts down below. But with that being said, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you in the next one. Claim Brandalorian. I'm out.